Two men journey to the bars and restaurants of Scandinavia to find amazing beers, always with the same question.
Hey, what's on tap?
It's time to find out.
Hey guys, welcome to What's on Tap podcast. And for a change, now that the plagues of the past are over and we can once again get out and be social, we have ventured out of our hobbit holes and decided to walk amongst the living.
The day star burns my pale skin.
It does. It hurts. But we're at another bar, and we've been here before, I believe, a long time ago.
Many years ago.
Yeah, in the early days. We're at Beer Ditch today, and once again we're joined by a longtime friend of the show and love concubine to both of us, Pontus.
Pontus!
Oh, he has a catchphrase now.
I like that now. I like that.
That's the only thing he can say, actually.
Yes.
Everything else is just pre-recorded stuff he plays.
Like Timmy.
No, that's not me. But Beer Ditch is a really fun place to be at.
Yes.
I'll say this is probably my favorite spot in Malmö. Tied with
Bishop's Gustav.
yes.
I will say, well, where Bishop's Gustav feels like kind of the old guard establishment,
Yeah.
Beer Ditch does feel like that little beer bar on the corner, kind of in a scrappy neighborhood of that still hasn't quite figured out what gentrification works like.
I say they are the new kid from the block.
They are. Even though they've been around for like 7 years or something.
8 even.
8 year, yeah.
Wow.
But it's been under the new management. I think it's only been like 3 years.
Yeah, it's about 3 years. Yeah.
Before this, it was Sugar Ditch.
Yes, when I started.
That was the name.
Really,
Yeah.
Sugar Ditch.
That was
All
the previous.
And I remember their hours were horrible. They had the worst freaking opening hours.
And their main focus was not beer; it was actually burgers and donuts.
I do remember that.
I
and that
never
was a
managed
long
to go
time
here
ago.
while it was called Sugar Ditch.
I did. I was here like a few weeks after they opened because they're what's what called a Groupon.
Oh, right.
So you could like buy a burger deal. Like so we were.
So, does everyone remember what Groupon was? Kids, back in the day, there was this concept where you could buy coupons to things online, and then you could buy experiences or restaurants or stuff. And it lasted for about 3 years before it was deemed a horrible experiment and waste of time.
We are talking about the time before.
The time before time?
The time before the three of us even knew each other.
Very true. Very true.
So it's not worth mentioning.
No. But go on. How was the burger? Was it like everything you want, or did you just go for the donuts?
I went for a burger, but I remember it was.
You came for the burger, but you stayed for the donuts.
That's their one.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, the burgers were mediocre at best.
Well, now there's no longer burgers. Now we have.
They have burger. They have a moose pastrami burger.
Oh, it's right. They have the moose burger. That's true.
Which
That's
is
true.
fucking amazing.
But
sorry for swearing.
That's okay. We're used to your foul potty mouth. This is a wholesome Christian show, and we don't appreciate your.
Now, in fact, this show is just published on deep web, the dark web, whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
Yeah,
Martin Webb.
Martin Web.
Martin Webb.
That's
But now they're mostly known for their Danish smorgas sandwiches, which are open face toppings on dark rye bread, kind of, for those that aren't familiar with Danish smorgas.
But Beer Ditch has held a good quality from the start, basically.
Yeah, they've always been really good. Once they switched to beer, their tap list has always been really outstanding, and their bottle and can collections just grade A, top notch, amazing stuff all the way around. A lot of stuff that you will find in the web shops or you can't even find anywhere else, you can find here quite often. So
Yeah.
it's a real treat to have nearby.
I say, and they were one of like 3 bars in Sweden together with Bishops that got the first delivery of a brewery from New Jersey called, the Referendum, which is like one of the most hyped underground lambic breweries from the States.
Yeah.
And they were one of the first ones in Sweden. I think got like 5 or 6 bottles from them a while back. And that in itself is something to say.
Yeah.
Speaking of beer,
Yes.
do we have any beers in front of us?
We have 2 beers actually in front of us, and they're both, one's an IPA and one is a Weisse beer.
No,
it's a sour.
It's a Florida Weisse.
Florida Weisse isn't a Weisse beer.
No.
How is that not a Weisse beer?
It's
Berliner Weisse, Florida Weisse.
It's an unofficial sub.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. You can call Berliner Weisses Weiss beers, but that's doing everyone a disservice.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, they're calling it a Florida Weiss, which is a bullshit term that
It's a-
Jay Wakefield came up with to begin
Yes.
with.
Yes.
So, which is in turn a bastardization of the Berliner Weiss to begin with.
Which is not the Weisse beer.
So yes, it's a sour beer that happens to have a little wheat in it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you know, they're trying to create their own style, and you have a French brewery creating a Florida Weiss beer with, I think, an American brewery here. So I see this as becoming an official style, where you can't call it a Berliner Weiss because it wasn't brewed in the region of Germany where it's supposed to be. With Cologne, I think, is where it's supposed to be originally
Berlin.
from. Berlin? No. Oh yeah, Berlin.
You're thinking
Berliner
of
Weiss.
Kölsch.
Kölsch. Yeah.
Yep.
Where could Berliner Weiss be
I have
from? don't know.
absolutely no idea.
Maybe Paris?
Somewhere in Poland, I think. I think it's where it originates from. Yeah. Duh. I'm like an idiot right now. But anyway, so because they couldn't call it, because it is one of those rare beers that does have an official UN.
No.
Yes, it is.
Berliner Weiss?
Berliner Weiss.
it is.
Yeah.
Is it protected?
Yeah, it's a protected style.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is due to Schneule. Or Schneule.
Did they? Oh.
Yes.
Okay, so but this is a fruited Berliner Weiss according to Untapped categorizations. That's just a category. That's not a name. That's not breaking any of the rules.
Yeah, but if you go in and look at Florida Weiss, there's a lot of them these days.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
of Jay Wakefield coming up with it.
Let's start with the IPA.
Right, so we'll start with the IPA, and this is Aslin.
Aslin Beer Company.
From Richmond, Virginia.
Yep, and this is what is this called?
West Coast Cortes and his men.
And it's not the West Coast.
No, this is a hazy New England IPA.
They don't categorize it as a New England
What are they categorize it as?
American IPA,
yeah.
which isn't the same thing. The American IPA is West Coast.
But I say this one is
American
this
style.
one is a lot drier than the regular New England. So this is probably American IPA, but it's unfiltered.
Yeah, it almost comes off like a brute IPA.
It's almost
It's really, really dry.
I'm surprised by it. Disappointedly surprised.
Yeah, it's dry. This one for me, like you guys have been complaining about, some beers have been a little soapy today. This one's a little soapy to me.
I'll say
Yeah.
yes, but no.
Well, it's more like cleaning agent more than soapy.
But Stefan, that is the best to know.
No, it's not.
Bleach.
I mean, yeah, I do love a good bleach beer.
So it's dry hop with Citra, Dorado and Chinook. And while checking this out, I see the rating from a friend, and it's funny. I'll translate it now. False marketing, calling a weakly bittered New Englander for West Coast. My car is a Ford. I just call it the Koenigsegg. I agree.
Yeah.
This isn't the West Coast. It isn't very hoppy. It's
It's not dank. It's not. You want to like West Coast. You're thinking like a dank kind of maltier
But I say,
beer here. But this is.
It's an American IPA, as it said.
yeah.
But
I don't even think it's that. I
because if it's
like
West Coast,
what would define an American IPA over another type of IPA?
I'll say the West Coast ones are a lot more hoppy and bitter. The New England ones are a lot more juicier, and they don't have the hop, like the hoppy taste. that
Right.
you
There's no
get from this
hoppiness into it. They didn't use any kind of, I guess, wheat or anything, oats
No.
to kind of build the mouthfeel.
Exactly.
It's just really pale and dry and
Yeah,
kind of
I-
unpleasant, astringent in some ways.
one. I'd call it normally a pale ale.
I would say this is just a really muddled style that doesn't really know what
Yeah.
it wants to be.
It's a bastard.
It is a bastard beer. I will definitely give you that.
But I think when you look at real classifications, there isn't really a West Coast classification. It all falls under American IPA, which is made to differentiate it from English IPA, which is so different.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
so not really hoppy.
And so bad.
But I thought there was
Very boring.
a West Coast designation because it is that dank kind of
Yeah,
Pliny the Elder kind of
They
style.
used that, but that one is called the American IPA because
okay.
that was the only thing they had in the US before what do you call it again? The
New England IPAs.
The Alchemist before they created the New England IPA.
So we're saying we have Focal Banger to blame for.
Not Focal Banger.
It's the
Heady Topper.
Heady Topper. Yeah,
Yes.
to blame for all of this.
Yes.
All right. So, Pontus, what would you give this beer?
3.5. Like in this weather, I think it's quite crushable though. Like it's light. It's not that hoppy. It's not that juicy. It's just like a crisp and nice
Right.
IPA.
We're going to quit talking to you now.
It is a 3.5.
It's not a 3.5. It's a 3 at best.
Wow.
You're both wrong.
No, majority was right.
There are so many beers that fall in the 3.5 that taste like this for me.
Yeah,
It's like a catch-all rating for me.
This falls a little below that for me. I don't find it crushable. I don't find it particularly
I'll
enjoyable.
try it again.
I find it kind of meh overall.
I'll give it a 3.5. And now we move on to the Florida Weisse, which is a sour fruited Berliner Weisse.
With like vanilla or something, right?
Yeah.
There was some
Passion fruit and vanilla, I think.
passion fruit and vanilla. It's very, very common.
So let's introduce the beer
profile.
correctly. It's from
Yes.
Pophin, the French
Yep.
brewer, and it's called Florida Weisse Fruit de la Passion Vanille. And it has no description.
I thought this was a collaboration with someone, but nope, it's a straight up on their own beer.
This is way more flavor than the Aslin beer. It's very sour.
Yeah, for me, this kind of tastes like a kettle sour.
Yeah.
Yeah, but isn't Berliner Weisse and kettle sour the same thing?
Is it?
I think a lot of Berliner Weisses are kettle sours.
Yeah, because I think they're just naming Berliner Weisse because they originated from Berlin.
Yeah.
But when you move it outside of there, it's still a kettle sour. I say it's the same thing.
So that's what you're saying is it's the same thing.
So it is trademarked due to the origin.
Yeah.
And some people still use the Berliner Weisse and some use kettle sour, but I think, for me, there is really like no real difference. There probably is official difference in the rules of check out all the...
I would say there probably is a real difference in between them all.
Yeah, but I say, as he says, if I taste blind, I'd say kettle sour 10 or 10 times.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that one. And I'm not a huge fan of that style. I gotta admit, there's something about the finish that's this weird cereal kind of thing that really turns me off to the style in general.
I think kettle sours died 3 years ago,
Yeah. So this is the way that they.
and they should stay dead as well.
Oh yeah, 100% for sure. And this is the way that they can kind of say, oh, we're not doing kettle sours, we're doing a Florida Weisse or Berliner
Yeah.
Weisse or whatever. When they call it French Weisse or something. I mean, it's
Yeah, no, it's a Paris Weisse.
Paris Weisse. Yeah, that would be great. I don't particularly like this beer. I don't think the vanilla comes through enough to really
I think
balance out the passion fruit.
Yeah, the passion is dominating for sure, but
Yeah.
and it's a bit too tad sour for me because I want more vanilla to balance it.
Yeah. I think it's a little more vanilla. It would kind of cover that cereal grain finish.
Yeah.
It would balance out the passion fruit, and I think passion fruit a lot of times has a really hard time being on its own. I think passion fruit works best when it's a flavoring agent, so it enhances other like peach or mango or something.
Yeah.
I think on its own, it's a little unbalanced and not that great actually.
But I'll still give it a 3.5.
Same here.
I'm going to give it a 3 as well.
So now we've been talking about how great Beer Ditch is,
Yes.
and none of the beers on the table, on the podcast or outside the podcast, were really good today.
Well, to be fair,
I
fair,
think this one was good.
which one was that one?
The Cascade one.
Yeah, the Cascade beer that we
Yes.
tried, which is a barrel-aged blonde ale.
No, very sour with strata hops.
and
Are
I
we sure?
and I gave that a full 375.
It was good. It was good. I mean, I
Martin-
mean, but what's nice is, okay, so we're talking about Pophin's, which is one of France's best breweries.
Yeah.
We've got Cascade, which is a California brewery, which does really intense sours. And we had Aslin, which is another amazing American brewery. So
But
it's not like,
stouts.
yes, I mean, they're better for their stouts than there are their IPAs.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot of really good stuff here. It just so happens that we just didn't get the best that these breweries have to offer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not dissing Beer Ditch. The assortment is still good, and there's always new stuff here.
Yeah,
We just hit it on a bad day.
I mean, the things we didn't try, they had Tilquin on tap, and there was
That is true.
another stout that sounded really good, which I don't remember right
And
now.
also they had one from Salikat.
Yeah, Sallikat as well. Sallikat's
Norwegian brewery?
Is it Norwegian? Yeah,
Yes.
Norwegian brewery that's really... we've had them on the show before. We had a couple of their beers. And they've been really doing good stuff.
Yeah.
I was kind of sad that I missed the Mind Eraser from Sallikat at Bishop's Arms earlier.
Yeah, same here.
I was really wanted to try that. Simply because I love the... I used to drink a shot drink called the Mind Eraser.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Do you remember it?
I do. It was, I don't remember what was in it. I think it was like coffee liqueur and vodka and something else. But you would put your straw in it and then you would drink it from the bottom up, and it was really good.
Nice. So the stout that's on tap here is the Seven Island Deos Beast Mode series,
Yeah, that
which we
was-
had on at Brewskival
Yeah, I think-
2022.
Yeah.
It
Seven
was a-
Islands is
it
a
was
really
a-
great Greek brewery. They're really good.
Gave it a 4.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't say great. They're a bit overhyped, to be honest, but they're quite good.
I would say they've been doing some really good stuff. The last few things I've had from them have been quite nice. I really enjoyed them.
Well, if you say so.
Okay. So, anything else you want to add?
Pontus!
It's a nice day today, and I'm
It is a nice day
I'm
today.
glad to be here with you guys.
Well, we're glad to have you here today.
I'm
as
so
well.
disappointed that he didn't answer Pontus.
Pontus, Matt
Pontus.
Damon, Pontus. All right. Well, I guess we'll wrap this up then. You can find us online at What's on Tap Podcast, Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, OnlyFans. Yes, don't forget to check out our OnlyFans site. It's a lot of revealing photos of Martin and beers. We're not going to say where he keeps a glass.
Wait,
but
that's untapped.
that too.
But you mean the bottle exclusives?
So until next time.
Keep drinking, you dum-dums.